Hello guys. So in this video, we just going to see how Next.js working, and in last video, basically we just saw the client side rendering with the React, and in this video we just uh, unraveling the how Next.js working on client side and server side. We just using official documentations, not going with any fancy things. And next thing is about we are not going to again in initially we are not going to deep dive in any concept. We are trying to keep concept simple, and later on when we just go forward this series, we will try to deep dive. So first thing, we will see how can we create a React project. That's the first initial stage. Second thing is we will see some basic file structure because it's a framework, not a library. React is a library where we can directly declare any page anywhere and just map that navigation to the uh, map that page to the navigation, and that file is accessible. But in Next.js, what is there is a file-based routing concept. Like we need to follow the same framework structure to create our application. So that's why it's a framework. So it's a basic simple difference between library and framework. Like in library, you can use as you want, but in framework there is a already definite boilerplate or definite structure for different things. So if we right now we are considering for the routing, it's a file-based routing, and let's see how it's working. So for that, we will visit Next.js official website. First thing in Next.js, uh, I have just opened this nextjs.org. It's a Versal product actually. When Next.js came, I think around 2015. Uh, at that time it's a framework, but right now it's a product. Why, I will tell you later in this series. So if you want to just use this Next.js as a framework, then number of things we are going to change, but it's right now becoming a product of a version. So let's keep that topic side, and just start creating our first project. So I am just clicking get started. So here there are two versions of Next.js. One is a page router and one is app router. App router is the latest one, and we are checking the latest version is a 15.3.5. So I will suggest just go with the app router, and go with the installation. So it's saying we need install Node.js 18.18 or later, macOS, Windows, etc. And we had a one command named as npx create Next.js app at the latest. So we copy this command, go to our terminal, make sure that you open your terminal in a blank folder so that you will keep a track of everything. I will paste here npx create next app at the latest. Hit enter. Next thing, it will just started downloading the all things from the server of the Next.js. So right now it will ask first question, what is your project name? I will say tutorials. I tutorial one. Are we going to use TypeScript in this project? I would say yes or no. Can we go with the TypeScript in first project? No, because we will try to keep simple. In next project, we will definitely use TypeScript. ESLint, yes. Tailwind CSS, yes. In SRC directory, yes. In app router, yes, because we are using app. Turbo pack right now, no, because it's giving some errors in production, so I am saying no. And custom alias, no, we need at the rate by default. And it just started to uh, installer dependencies are required for Next.js. I am just pausing this video because it will take some time. So yeah, now my project creation is completed. So as you see in left side, tutorial one, and just created all the files. So we can navigate first to that tutorial one, cd slash tutorial one, enter. And if you already know React, I already, I think I not mentioned, this video is going for who know React well, not for beginners who already don't know React. Because number of things, if you want to expert and that at that concept, you need to already configured things. I'm not say configured, but your expertise needs to be at the level of average to learn these videos. Okay, so as we know, um, there is a main file named as package.json required for the React as well. So we also required Next.js. So in Next.js, we are seeing some main commands like dev, build, start, and lint. So mainly we are using dev, will, start, lint, not needed right now. So but we are keeping as it is. Dependencies needed React, React DOM next. Keep in your mind, Next.js is a combination of React plus some extra features of Next.js. It's nothing different other than React. So React plus number of added features you can say of that. Now, second thing, in Next.js, just they are just trying to align all React and Node.js thing into one project. Because before Next.js there were some frameworks only available for backends which using Node.js like Next.js, but in front end there were no any framework for React kind of a thing. Second thing, not a combination or combine any framework. So they are trying to combine Nest.js and React into one framework, that is a Next.js, and trying to achieve these things. Other dependencies for Tailwind, ESLint, and all other things. Then, as we know, we already selected ESRC as a file structure. So where it's, would you like to use SRC directory? So this SRC directory created, and in that SRC directory there is a app folder. Because we also, would you like to use app folder, we said yes, so that's why it's came app. Next thing, first of file of your project is a page.js. Second is a layout, global.cs, and this the icon of our project, that's a icon. Let's start with starting our project. So go to package.json and see which, so we are using right now doing a development, so that's why we are use this command npm run dev. And this will start your project, and we will see in a moment. So once your project start, this will start at port 3000 if that is free. Yes. So I will open this port, and it will take initial time to start because every component will compile at the first time only. So this is the first time, that's why it's just starting to compiling. Till then we will see page.js. So before moving on that, let's check out, because we are done with create next project, and now introduction to file structure. So in this project we will just going to see front end folder structure or file structure. So in React, as we know, when we have to declare any route, we need to take help of a React router DOM or other things. But here, when you create page.js file in particular folder, then that file is considered as the route of that particular route with that folder name. So let's say I am just created page.js in app folder. So app is a your root directory, you can say. So at slash it serve as a route. So localhost slash so colors clone 3000. For this page is serve as a route. So my intention is kind of I am just close this and I'm trying to remove all things, and I create blank div, sorry, and I will write hello professor. So as you sing, here is a professor is mentioned. So as I already mentioned, in Next.js there is a file-based routing approach already they use. So what is file-based approach? In as we already initiated an app directory for our project, so I will create any folder in app directory. It will act as a route. So I will create kind of about, and in that above if I will create page.js file, then this page.js file in about folder serve as a route for that about. So how? So first for that we need to export a function. You can use shortcut as you using in the React like rafc React function. We don't need a React right now. Name your page, because as we know that we need to export in a capital letters. You can export anything like about page and control slash. So when we hit 3000 slash about, now this about page will act as a route. Okay. Second thing, only page.js serve as a route. If I will create any other file like trial.js, and I will copy all that content from here to trial.js, and I will delete this page.js and see this file. Now this will say this page could not be found because framework design kind of a that where you need to just place page.js in that folder. No any other name is allowed for front end route. So make sure that you name your file as a page.js and save that. Okay, right now it's coming as a about page. That's the first file that is required for next.js, not a nest. Second thing is about layout file. So, what is this layout file? So, layout file is always on the server side. First thing. Second thing, um, I will brief you a layout file. So, in a page.js, you can create a layout file in any folder which serve as a route. So basically, if I not created layout file in about.js, it will take layout of its parent folder. So which is a parent folder of for about its a app, and in app there is a layout already there, and it taking a layout from this file. If I will type here hello Tushar and save this and go to our website. So here hello Tushar is again. So if you look at the structure of a layout file, what they already did, they created a child, they accepted a prop as a children, created a html structure like html in a body. They gave font. I will explain font optimization in next episode. Then in the body they just render the children in curly braces, and above the children I will wrote hello Tushar. So what happening in every page where layout.js is using, so this hello Tushar will appear. There is a no need of layout.js import in page.js or anything, because it would automatically track the layout.js first. In that layout.js, whatever things you already define act as a wrapper for the page.js. But if I will create layout.js in that folder, like here I am just creating layout.js and again I will copy the same structure from here. Not needed in same structure, like I will just return a div from here, then okay, no problem, and I will return a children from here. Now I will say about layout file, about layout file, because it's in a about folder. Then again we will refresh our site. Now you are going to see, first it will take a layout from Tushar, about your layout file, then about page. So always make sure that which things you are going to use. So there were a number of layout files, so I would suggest delete a layout file which is at a root level, because number of layouts going to change by change, or create a grouping of your folders. I will show you how can do, or you can visit the official documentation, layouts and pages, blah blah blah. Then if I will delete this layout.js, no any problem. So once make sure that root level, no, one layout file is required, sorry, this one, not this one. uh, don't delete this file, it's my bad. One layout file with name root level always needed. um, if you delete this layout file, nothing will happen, because it's not, it will take a parent layout file. Second thing about is, once you create a page.js, it serve as a page.js. But if you remember, let me mark second chapter as done, because we are not going deep dive into this chapter. We are focusing this chapter. This is a main thing, because once you create what is a client side and what is a server side, you will see in this chapter. If you remember, I already told, when you create a React app, then it not render the things on server. So I will, but in Next.js it do. So in our inspect tab, I will go to network, click on all, and click all things, and right now I will refresh things again. What will happen, see? So I am right now in about page. I will click on about page. Here we are seeing this is the first our HTML, which is served by server, and click on that. In response there were a lot of things, but I am interested in preview. There we go. All these things come from server side, and it is available for the Google search engines. Man, our content of HTML right now available for Google search engine to go in your page, search that particular keyword. If that keyword is match, then our SEO score will be increased. That's the first basic use of a Next.js. All your static HTML, mark my word, static HTML will serve on a server side to a client side, but there were some things which are dynamic, only showing on a client side. But don't take attention, simple thing. In page.js, we declare one about page and about page here, and in layout.js we declared hello Tushar, hello Tushar. So each and everything first render on server and then came to a client side. So due to this, our website indexing or SEO score will increase, and it will suggest to our users as a best website. Next thing, once this will happen, there is a one sentence, please mark that. Before that, I will create two things. This is a about page. If I will mark as this is a client component, because there are two types of components, I already told. One is a client component, one is a server component. By default, all components in a Next.js are server components. This is the second thing. I will just write here some notes. So first thing, I think I remember. Um, Next.js serves static HTML on the server side. Here, static HTML is much more important. Second thing is there are two types of components in our Next.js. One is server side and one is client side. So by default, all components are server side, and but how you can create a client component? So for that, to create a client component or mark component as client, you need to declare use client at the top of the file. So this sentence, we need to use client at the top of the file. If I want use this component as a client component, I will mark as use client at the top. Okay. So if I declare as a, I want to declare this component as a client side, then it's a client component. So I declared once I refresh. Okay. Before I will show you a response, again I want to confuse you. If you thinking it's a client side component, then static HTML not serve on server side. It's wrong. Even it's a client side component, this client side component first render on a server, serves a static HTML. After that, this will serve as a client on a client side. Confused? Let's see. So as I mark this is a client component, I will refresh again and go to about page. Again, see, this is static HTML came from a backend. Again, if you want to see another evidence, there is a simple evidence we have. As you know, we have console.log and we see this is client component. Okay, so if this is a client component, it's need to only show on a browser of our console. Yeah, it's showing this is a client component, but this will show also on a server side as well. So let's see, I will first again refresh the component and see. So see here, this is a client component, this is a server side component. So make sure that clear this sentence. I think I not wrote this. Even if you declare this some component as client component, first also that component will first render on server and serve us static HTML, and then that component also render on client side. So this is the second things. This is the second thing. Number of developers don't know this thing. So make sure that even you declare a client component, it first render on server and after that render on client side. But there were number of cases already there. We will engage minimum two to three lectures again on this part where we need to see how we can make component only on use in a client side. First thing. Second thing, if client component render on server, then what is use of a client component? Can we use a server component only? No, there is concept of PPR, partial pre-rendering. We need to we will need to look into this. Third one is why client side component render on server, because there were some fantastic things were happening. Fourth thing is we need to see hydration error, suspend boundaries, and number of things. Once you get rid of this, Next.js finish. Um, Let me clear one thing again. Last thing, if what is the use of a client side component? Even it's a server side component. Think about uh, no, I will give you one homework. If you want, you can search on Google also. If there is a client component, why it first render on server? What is the uses of that? I will give you notes of this in the description of this video. If you like this, please share, subscribe, like the video, and comment down your all questions. We will cover that questions in next video. Thank you.